Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host Stan Rattan, and this is a blue collar wine program where I'm trying to help you spend your wine dollars wisely. And continuing with the theme of Oregon Wine Month, May is Oregon Wine Month, we're going to do Rosé from Oregon. And the weather's getting better out there, starting to feel the warmth. Rosé is a great summertime wine. And like I've always said, I drink rosé year-round. I love it. It's great. Very versatile with different foods. Seafood, ham, turkey, chicken. It just goes with a lot of different things. Crab, lobster. It is a great wine. And, you know, I think someday we'll get to that level where more people will drink rosé on a year-round basis. I'm actually getting a good customer base for rosé at the store. I love it. But let's get started. On the rosés. These are all made from Pinot Noir, and I'll be the first to tell you, saying Pinot Noir is not my favorite grape for rosé, but this is the, Acrobat 2013 Rosea Pinot Noir, Oregon appellation. One more time, just so, got ahead of myself there. I tasted their Pinot Noir, I really liked it. See what we get. Most all wineries do what they call the Saunier method, which is French for the bleeding. They bleed off juice from their so let's say they're pressing for Pinot Noir. They want to get a little cash crop with the rosé and more concentrated juice for their Pinot Noir. So they bleed a little bit off after it's been on the skins long enough to give it that color. They bleed off a certain amount of juice to bottle rosé. Now there's a few wineries out there that just make a rosé. They press the grapes to make rosé. Not a huge amount of wineries do that. This is a good way for them to collect a little extra cash and to get more concentrated fruit. So let's see what the Acrobat has on the nose. Interesting, it's got cherries, a little bit of raspberry, watermelon, and an interesting coconut meat element on the nose. Even getting some herbs like, I don't know, sort of a herb de Provence, or, you know, just kind of an herbal, like dried herb. I can't put a finger on exactly which one. This one is nice to have somebody with you sometimes when you're tasting wines. You know, you're smelling it and someone will go, oh, it's tarragon, or oh, it's sage. You know, and then, I know a lot of you say, well, you're just putting that thought in our head. It's not true. I mean, sometimes we need a little help, like when you're hearing have you ever had a song on the radio? Who is that? Who sings that? And somebody goes, oh, that's Led Zeppelin, or that's Pink Floyd, or whatever, you know. Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Doesn't mean it's not Pink Floyd. So I like to be with somebody who has a lot of watermelon and cherry on this. I like the nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Very delicious, a little light, nice and dry. Strawberries, cherries, a lot of cherries, a little backdrop of watermelon, kind of like took a mouthful of cherries and then you ate a piece of watermelon. It's kind of all blended together. I get the herbal component coming through. This one is $12. Hopefully I mentioned that. $12. I think a lot of people are going to like this. A little light for me, a little light in the britches for me. I like a little more oomph to my rosé, but you know, I think a lot of you will like this rosé. $12, Acrobat, Oregon, good stuff. Let's move on to the next one. I'm gonna go C+, B- on that one. It's above average. I don't know if I'm going to the B category, maybe, barely. Now we're on to the Firesteed Willamette Valley Pinot Noir Rosé 2013, and this is $13, so $1 more. And I've had this rosé in my store in the past. It sells out fairly quickly. Pinot Noir is not my favorite. Did I mention that? I like Cinsault, Mourvedre. I think they make great rosé. But, you know, they're showing good. So let's see what we get on the nose. This has a little like a greenness to it, like a little bit of a branchy, like blackberry branches. Kind of the rind of the watermelon, a little bit of, you know how you, I was a little bit weird when I was a kid, but I used to bite into the rind a little bit, just a little. I don't know why, maybe because I'm a geek. Definitely a perfumed cherry. God, there's a smell that I just can't. There's a little like cherry skin, a little bit of a, like almost like a pitted fruit note coming through on the palate. Very interesting nose. Let's see what we get on the palate. Definitely more on the palate with this one. It's obvious, like nice Rainier cherry with a little bit of Bing cherry in there. Definitely the watermelon comes through. Nice herbal dry finish. You get like a blend of dried herbs on the finish. Love it. Even getting a little bit of that peach. Seems to be a little bit of a peach element coming through. Definitely more to this. Very dry, a little more oomph. More of what I would like in a rosé myself, just personally. I just like a little bit more. This one's delicious. The Acrobat was delicious. Like the fruit was a little sweeter. This is a little more intense, a little more complexity for a rosé. I mean, the finish is still lingering on it. It almost feels like you're getting a red wine that just, they took a little stuffing out of it, if that makes any sense to you. No, I like the Firesteed a lot. Nice and dry on the finish. That herbal component kind of hangs around. That watermelon cherry thing is still there with that. Just a hint of peach skin, almost peach skin. I'm going to go B on that one. B minus. B. Let's stick with the B. Let's move on. Now this one, I saw the color on this one. I'm going, what grape did they use on this one? It says right on the front, Pinot Noir. So, 2011 Raptor Ridge Bellevue Cross Rosé Pinot Noir, Willamette Valley, Oregon. So this is an 11. Crazy. $19. Now I didn't pull this one out of my cellar. It was actually a sample given to me, and so I'm curious. 11, $19 now. $19, unless you're from Provence, that's a little steep. It's on the steep side, but look at the color. I don't know if you can see it. I don't have a white piece of paper. Let's see if I can find something. Oh yeah, there we go. Let's try this. Okay, not the best. But there we go. Look at that. Look at that. That's dark for a rosé. Now that could be the age. I mean, we're in 14, so it's almost 3 years old. 2.5 years old. Very curious about this one. I didn't realize it was an 11. Not much going on in the nose. Almost like a darker cherry. There is nothing. I mean, there's something there, but it's... My glasses are getting in the way. Okay. I'm sorry. My nose is working today, but that's a tough one. Almost like a plum cherry thing. A little bit of plum, a little bit of cherry. Let's see what we get on the palate. A lot of acidity, incredible amount of acidity. Not a lot of fruit. Getting a little bit of cherry, a little bit of red plum, even a little cranberry action on the back end. It doesn't taste old. I'm even getting a lot of citrus notes on this one. I'm not digging it. Not sure. Not sure. A lot of tangerine, mandarin. I mean, I am getting tangerine, mandarin, citrus, like lemon, with a little bit of cherry, red plum thing going on. The acid is incredibly high on this. Wow. I like it. I think it's very interesting. It's different than a lot of rosés that I've had in the past. It's $20, 19 bucks. So it's a little high. I'm not sure if a lot of you will like it. For 19 bucks. Excuse me, I keep saying 20. If you like good acidity in your wine, if you're not afraid to go to a 2011 rosé, if you like citrus notes in your rosé, this would be a beauty. It's interesting. It's just not what I expected. It kind of caught me off guard. I think it's a little high priced. 19 bucks is pretty expensive for a rosé. It's pretty dark. I'm not sure if that has anything to, probably has something to do with the age on that one. I'm going to have to be fair and go B-. I think it's well made. I'm not sure if a lot of people, or you guys are going to like it. But, you know, it is what it is. I think it's well made. I think it has some interesting characteristics. I'm going to go B- with that one. I think it's a little high price. Honestly, $19 for that is a little too much. But, to be fair, like I said, giving it a grade, I'd have to go B-. So, there you have it. I'm going to pour myself a little bit more of the Firesteed. That was my favorite one out of the bunch by far. But they're all good in their own ways. And thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoy a lot of rosé this summer. Take advantage of it. It's great for warm weather. Great with a lot of different foods. Cheers. And here's to keeping the snob out of wine.